All right. Hello, everybody. We are about to get started. Welcome to the, I'm gonna start calling them table talks, but technically our lunch and learn. Our host for today is going to be brought to us with AJ Jones. She's with White Star Title, The Heights. White Star Title, Kip Edwards, a friend of Brooks and Davis. He's been here before. White Stars, we've done some work with White Star, so we're excited to learn about one of their additions. One of their new offices, and she's going to a wealth of knowledge as it relates to title. So you guys be prepared. I'm going to pull her presentation up, but before I do that, I'm going to allow her to introduce herself, give a little bit of history about, who she is and like her story as she got into this business, and then we'll jump into it. We will have the chat open, so if you all have any questions, you can post it in the chat. Or you can raise your hand. Either way, we'll see both, and we'll bring you all into the discussion. So without further ado, I want to bring to the stage Miss AJ Jones with White Star Title Heights.
Thank you. Hello, guys. Just want to say good afternoon. As Mike stated, I am AJ Jones. I'm franchise owner of White Star Title Heights, and we're located at 2950 North Loop West. We're in Suite 570. So feel free to come by, visit us, let us know if there's anything that we can do for you guys. Now, how I got started.
How you get started?
So I kind of really just fell into it. To be honest with you, I have a daughter that's a junior in college now, and I was really trying to figure out how was she gonna pay me back. So trying to figure out how to open doors for her and give an opportunity. Just started talking to God and the right people that He had come into my life to help me make this a reality. Really quick and easy story. I'm kind of just getting my feet wet in it and learning every day new things. As for White Star, it's been a journey with everyone that's included in White Star. We kind of all came from another title company, just kind of joined together and felt like, hey, let's just try to get this done ourselves. So with the leadership of Kip, we managed to get it done.
Y'all been taking over.
That's right.
Awesome. So what did you do before you got in the title?
I was in the oil and gas industry. I was a recruiter for about 15 years. So did that for a very long time. Then I opened a technical safety school in Baytown. That ended up being another story. And decided, like I said, was just trying to figure out what am I going to do next? But at the same time, just trying to create an opportunity for my daughter as well. So
sweet.
Yes.
All right. So guys, I'm going to open up the chat. So we have that, and then AJ, you can have the reins for your presentation.
Oh, good.
All right, so there you go. So all you got to do is, let's see, you can see it right there.
Okay.
And then that's the little clicker.
Okay.
You just click it. Okay. It's your show. Let the
Good.
people know.
Oh, now I'm going to tell you guys, I'm super nervous, so bear with me.
She's super nervous. I'm gonna get her relaxed though. Make her laugh. Make her laugh, y'all. Make her laugh. I told her y'all was gonna go easy on her.
Please do.
Yeah, don't make me out to be no lie today, guys.
You're gonna do fine.
Well, thank you. So just, I guess we can just start off letting you know, of course, I gave you guys a little rundown about White Star Title and how we were started. I guess I could tell you a little bit about how we differ from the other title companies. With White Star, we're pretty much family oriented, and we try to get things done together the best way that we can. And when I say together, meaning with all our clients as well. If there's somehow, because you may get a contract, and realtors, you guys know, you may get a contract, you think everything is good, and here comes a problem. So if you guys don't get the property sold, we jump in, and the difference is we jump in and we try to help you guys get the property sold. We market if we can, just to get you guys to get not waste the contract, pretty much.
You got your covered.
Good thing. Sorry about that. Sorry. Thank you.
You want me to click it?
Yeah, please. Yeah. I was trying to click it in there.
You wouldn't do right?
Uh-huh. Yeah, do it right.
There you go. Right there?
Yes.
I see.
So again, I'm showing you just a little rundown of White Star. We have examiners that are on staff and available. We also have a team of attorneys who's available to answer any questions. Those are the guys that usually handle all the document preparations, any type of legal advice that's needed. All of those questions are channeled over to our attorneys. We also have a staff of marketers that are out there. Sometimes you guys, I know you guys are seeing most of us out there trying to gain the business. We are customer service focused. We know how it is to have bad service and to be part of something that's giving bad service. So we try our best to correct anything. We're not perfect. So we try to correct any type of mistakes that have been made together and as a team. What is title insurance?
Yeah, what's title insurance?
Yeah, let's go to that. Title insurance pretty much protects you against anything. Any of you who thinking that, oh, I've been paying the taxes for grandma's house and that house is mine. No, it's not your home. And we have to make it your home if you want to sell it or if you want to have a loan to remodel. So those are the things that the title insurance does. It provides homeowners and mortgage lenders, protection against losses resulting in unknown defects in the title to your property that exists before the closing of a real estate transaction. Those unknown defects could be any type of outstanding liens. It could be, like I stated, that one person is thinking that because they've been paying the taxes that they own the home. It could be, which would be heirship issues. It could be some things as if there were errors on the previous deed and what you thought you purchased weren't yours, or the person that you thought you purchased it from was not the original owner. So those are some of the things that title insurance protects you from. Now, as for the obligations of the title company, the title insurance company coordinates efforts with the lenders. We work with, of course, you know, your realtors, any type of documents that are needed, any people that are errors that need to be ran down or found. Those are the things, all the runaround, picking up payments, picking up documents, whatever's needed. Those are the things that the title company handles.
Next slide.
Yes, sir. So now I am going to explain the process of title. So first, you guys as realtors, investors, you guys have properties and say that you end up contracting the property. First thing you do is make sure you call me, make sure all of the information that you need to add on the contract in regards to the title company is correct. Send over the title company via email, or you can drop it off along with the earnest money. Usually we don't collect any option fees, but there are occasions when they're asked that the title company hold on to the option fee.
Well, y'all have to do it now.
Well, that's right.
Yeah, y'all got to do it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Thank you for reminding me. See, I don't handle that part.
Y'all got to do it now.
So after the contract is in, we receive the contract. And I think what we'll do is we'll start from the bottom. They can't see me, but we'll start at the White Star and we'll move over clockwise so you guys can see the process from that end and see how we all end up meeting. So as I stated, the contract in earnest money is receipted. After that, of course, we have the closer, or we have a processor that enters the information into the system. Once the information is entered into the system, it goes to the examiners for review. That's when we kind of have a chance to open up that deed, find out what's going on with the property, make sure that there's no liens, make sure that who the owner says they are the owners, that they do not have any obligations that would stop them from, that would prevent them from selling the home. And at that point, that's where we get a commitment. The commitment is pretty much a report card of the property. It's something that shows all of the information, previous owners, any type of anything associated with that property will be included on the commitment. Then after the commitment is complete, during that time, that's when all of the grungy work is being done. All of the documents are being collected. We are collecting all of the airship affidavits if needed that are being done. So like I said, all of the grunt work is being done throughout this process, which would be the preparation of the documents. That would include surveys. We would have to order surveys at times. We are ordering payoffs for those properties that are not paid in full. Any type of hazard insurance that's needed, those are the things that we obtain. We handle and intake all of the information from the inspectors. So anything that's included with gaining information, any type of documents and preparations for the closing, that is what we handle. So at this point now, we have all the documents ready, everyone's approved, all the lenders gotten their docs, and now we're ready to close. So we can go back now to the beginning with the realtors and where they're started. So once you guys have decided, okay, we're going to purchase this home, you contact the realtor, you're letting them know, hey, this is what I want. Realtor prepares the contract and sends it over to the title company. We get the lender information, we verify, and with the lenders verify your employment, they verify bank deposits, any type, whatever you put on there is going to be verified. After that is done, then an appraisal is done. After the appraisal, again, back to the documents is where we're coming together now. So the documents are preparing, we're all comparing the documents, making sure that everyone on each end has everything that they're needing in order to prepare for closing. Once the loan package is prepared and submitted to us, we prepare for closing. And at that point, we're scheduling, trying to figure out if you're going to do a mobile closing or if you guys would come in, because that is also something that we offer at White Star Title. And I think I'm the queen of this mobile closing. And as for my mobile closings, I like to give you a really good experience. So we'll talk about that a little later. But here we are together at the table now, at this point, ready to close. Does anyone have any questions or anything at this point?
Any questions?
Look at me jumping out there.
You did, do it. Any questions? Does anybody have any questions about the process?
No, I don't have any questions.
No. Good, awesome.
No.
You can skip the next one and then, well, we're at the questions now.
Go this one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what we can
Skip that one. All right.
Okay. Here's, I'm gonna keep my information up just in case you guys need it. If I'm provided with any of the contact information for you guys, I do not mind sending my contact information to you directly as well. Send a quick email introducing myself, and be glad if you guys could respond and do the same.
Absolutely. So who on here has worked with a title company before? Just unmute yourself and talk back with us. And I know I have some of my people on here that have not worked with a title company before. So do you all fully understand? And this is for my new people that I know that's on here that have never done a deal. Do y'all fully understand where the title company fits in the transaction, how to engage with them? Because if not, this is the person to ask. AJ's here, give you guys understanding. See, I got the smartest agents.
I see that. So since there's no questions, I'll be ready. Next question is, who's sending the first contract to AJ? That's the next question.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Jamie, unmute yourself. Jamie, you sending yours?
Got me being shot today.
I'm here.
Did you hear me call you out, Jamie?
Oh yeah, I was just trying to get to somewhere it was quiet.
Oh.
I hope you still can't hear that movie in the background.
No, I can't hear it.
Okay,
I don't know
good.
about anyone else, but I can't.
Okay, I'll turn it down to make sure. Anyway, yeah, absolutely. I'm all for it. I just gotta get a contract to bring you. So
yes.
I'm working on that. So absolutely, I'm all for it. Honestly, if you're nervous, you shouldn't be. You've been pretty efficient. That's the reason why you probably haven't gotten any questions. I know that's my reason, and I do ask questions, but you've been pretty efficient so far. So
thank you.
I'm just trying to soak it all in.
See, that mean,
We're we're in the same shoes, so trust me, I understand, how that goes. But again, like I was stating, as for title, that's where we are also different. We walk you through those that are new agents, like just come to us, talk to us, and we'll work everything out. If there's any questions that you have, if I don't know the answer, then I have a team that's definitely ready and available to help with anything that you guys are needing. And like you said you're working on something. Let me know what you're working on. And that goes for anyone. Let us know if there's anything that we can help you with. We work with buyers and sellers. So if one deal may fall out, they may be still looking for another property. So, or we have sellers that's still looking for another buyer. So if we work as a team on all ends, everyone can get to the goal, which is that check.
Okay. That's good to know too. And okay, yeah. Okay, that's good. So with the title company, I'm trying to, give me a second. Can I come back to my question?
Yeah,
I'm trying to figure out how to actually express it. And I don't want to
I just called you out. I was feeling myself, Jamie, so I just called.
I absolutely.
You got real comfortable over here.
I don't have no problem with that. We need to be called out sometimes, so thank you. I just don't want to waste the air. So somebody might actually have a real question, and I'm over here like trying to put my brain thought together. Honestly,
no, like you said, it makes me happy to know that I have provided efficient information to where there's really nothing else that you need to know except for, like I said, where to send the contract.
Now I'm gonna bring Erica to the stage though, because Erica, she's actually licensed in Louisiana and she's making a transition to Texas.
Awesome.
So Erica, I'm pretty sure you have questions on maybe some of the differences that Texas has as it relates to title versus the state of Louisiana.
Yeah, for some reason my internet is the Zoom is just doing me bad today. I probably missed half. It's knocking me in and out. Yes. But I'm trying to, in terms of the process map that was well thought out, it looks like the process is pretty much the same,
Yeah.
In terms of the process. Now I'm sure, when you get into the nitty gritty, I'll learn some things, but the process seems pretty. Now, when you said the title company doesn't hold the option money, if you guys don't hold it, that means it automatically goes to the seller. That's that's the usual process, or
no? And
not
I had
every time option.
I had to correct Mike had to correct me that we do now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Texas real estate commission changed that thing.
Yes.
So has it always been like that in Louisiana, Erica, where the option money went to the title company? Like Zoom, pull it out again.
Who's this, Jamal? Let's pick
Can you hear me?
Oh, we can hear you. Yeah. Has it always been like that in Louisiana? Oh, kicked out again. Ooh, Zoom not doing you right today. All right, Jamal, it's your turn, brother. We're gonna bring you to the stage. And Jamal's he's fairly new in the business. Jamal, you understand where title fits and how to engage title?
Hello.
Once you get it.
Yeah, I kind of understand. I do have a question. So, as a realtor, dealing with first time home buyers, we're told to try to keep it to 3 to 5 homes. If we're showing more than that, then you're not doing a good job, pretty much. So I would have my question would be so say we narrow it down to 3 or 5, homes for the buyer. Would it be a good thing to contact the title companies about those 3 to 5 properties first, or just go ahead and look at them and don't worry about that until after?
Question.
Yeah, that is a good question. No, Jamal, narrow it down to what you know that they're going to purchase. And the reason I'm saying this is because it costs to run anything. So instead of it, to avoid repeated costs, as for looking up title searches, doing title searches, which is something that we do on the side as well. And I'll tell you guys a little bit about that as well. So I would say no, just when you know that you found the home then go ahead and submit and keep the other homes just in case and give us the information if needed. But again, I don't see any reason to just give multiple properties.
So now, do you want them to wait until it gets accepted by the seller? Or?
I want them to wait until they have a contract.
All right, accepted by the seller.
Yes, when you guys have a contract, or even if you're working on a contract, because at times there's something that we could do to help. Like I'm always willing to help get, hey, if you need me to put in a call and persuade, I will if I can.
You'll persuade the seller?
I will.
Put some skin in the game?
Yeah, I'll put some skin in it. So if that's something like, again, that makes us different from other title companies as well. And touching base on some of the other services that we do offer. So we work with builders, commercial and residential builders as well. We work with investors, we work with wholesalers, we work with independent buyer sellers. If there's a buyer that comes to us, because sometimes we do have people just whenever we're out and about, I know speaking for myself, I do, that'll come to me and ask, hey, well, do you know of anyone who's buying or I'm looking to purchase in this area, or I'm looking for a home like this, such and so I always get those things. So it's really good to build a rapport with your title company, because we not only talk to you, we talk to everyone that you're in competition with. So as you guys, do as well. So again, just keeping that communication open to help all parties. So title search is something that we do in addition to. We also do deed transfers. We offer city planning letters for the builders. We have real estate document preparation, meaning like if there's any type of finance packages, warranty deeds, releases, anything like that, we help with those documents. I am a mobile notary. We offer those services as well. So if there's something that you need notarized and you guys don't have the resources for that, you can always reach out to us for that as well. We do have, like I stated before, we have 3 in-house attorneys, and we also do statewide closing. So pretty much anywhere in Texas, we're pretty much able to close. And so in regards to out of county closings, that's something that I would say to call and confirm that we are able, because the last thing we want to do is receive a contract, receive it, and then find out we can't close it. So
another great question from Erica. She wants to know, how long has White Star Title been in business?
Okay, so White Star Title, we are babies as for White Star Title. We, like I stated before, we are a group that came from another title company. We were just kind of frustrated with the way things were going and just saw another way. No one wanted to give up on the opportunity. And like I said, with the leadership of Kip, everyone joined together and birthed White Star. So it's going to be, so this January, we did a launch of, I guess, like maybe an official launch. So this would be starting year 2 for White Star Title.
Year 2,
yes.
But although White Star Title's only been in existence 2 years, combined experience.
Yeah, combined experience, we have maybe about 15 years. Yeah, 15 years.
So a lot of experience.
Yeah, so we're experienced.
It sounds like White Star Title is Black owned.
White Star Title is Black owned.
Oh, Black owned title company.
That's right.
Not fee office, because like sometimes it'll be, and then you got a Black person that runs the fee office.
Yes, we are Black owned. Yes,
now,
yes, we are.
Do you know of any other Black owned title companies?
I do not.
Me neither.
I do not.
I don't know any other Black owned title companies.
That's what makes me so proud to be a part of this, just knowing that I was able to branch out and have my own location as well. Like that was a real blessing, and to know, like you stated, that we are mighty Black owned. Mighty Black owned. Yes.
Shantae, you have a question?
Okay, I have a question. I do.
There you go. Let's go, Shantae.
Okay, my question is, okay, a potential buyer, okay, but he wants to purchase the land, plus he wants to get the house built on the land, and then also he wants to build a 40 by
40 by 40
building.
Mm-hmm.
Shantae, you there?
I'm familiar with this situation.
Okay.
I don't know what her question is.
Yeah.
Shantae, you back?
Yeah, can you hear me?
We can hear you
Yes.
now.
Okay, well, you remember what I was talking to you about that case. So I just wanted to know, do y'all cover clients like that as well?
So here's the situation,
Okay.
because I know it kind of went out.
Dante, would you mind repeating that question?
I'm gonna do it for
I think
you.
all of us are freezing.
I'm gonna do it
but
for
I'm
you, Eric.
interested in
I'm gonna do it
the
for you.
question.
All right, so because I'm familiar with the situation, Shantae and I discussed it. So she has a client. The client wants to purchase a piece of land, and on that land, they're gonna build a home.
Okay.
They're also gonna build a 40 by 40 building on the land as well. So with that, I think Shantae is wanting to know if the title company will insure that type of situation.
Okay, Shantae, that's a really good question.
Let me verify. Shantae, is that?
Yes, that's my question.
Okay, good. So that's a really good question because I kind of had a very similar situation to happen, and then I'll tell you how the result of that. So first question is, you need to find out the deed restrictions in the area. If it's in a suburb or suburban area, there may be restrictions to where they're not able to actually build that extra facility that they're looking for on that land. So that would be like one of the main things that I would definitely look, and that's something that we could definitely help you guys out with trying to retrieve the restrictions of the deed. So that would be the first and foremost thing before you're able to do anything. And that would determine how we would need to move forward after that.
Okay.
Your question, Shantae?
Yeah, that's okay. Okay.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because that was his question, because he said he worked with 2 realtors and he haven't been able to get it done. He was saying, he said he saw property. So by you saying that kind of probably why he wasn't able to get it done, because of maybe deed restrictions.
Yeah, and you know what? Sometimes, like I said, I had this situation before, and we had to kind of draft a petition for the neighbors, which is something that you guys may consider doing as well, or find out if that's something that is needed in order to be able to purchase and build in that area. And again, that's one of the extra things that we do to make sure that you guys, to assure closing.
Okay. Okay.
Sweet.
Okay, thank you. I'm gonna send them to you now.
I'm ready. I'm gonna hold you to it. I'm gonna be stalking you, Shantae.
Okay.
Great question. Great question, Shantae. All right. What other questions you all have for AJ? About anything, White Star, or any scenario situations, the actual title process? Anything else?
You all do title transfers, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And there's a fee on it, right?
Yes, ma'am. It's $375.
Okay. Okay. Is how long does it usually take?
It usually takes 24 to 48 hours, depending on if you guys.
Oh, that's it. I'm shocked.
Yeah.
Okay.
If the deed is prepared, and the 24 to 48 is just basically to have the attorneys to verify and redraft the documents.
Okay. So there needs to be an attorney involved.
Well, there is for the preparation of the new warranty deed.
Okay. Okay. I didn't know that. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, any legal documents, they're prepared by the attorneys.
Okay, I have a question, another question.
Let's go, Shantae.
Okay.
She really went.
You want to know how long is the process?
No, that's Eric.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah. I'm typing because it's real choppy, so I'm just typing it. Yeah. How
Okay,
long is on average, a closing process? I know it depends on the lender as well, but just
yes, it depends on the lender. It could be.
Well, I think this is a better question, Eric. And this is probably a better question for AJ to answer. How long does it take for the title commitment to come back? Because that's something y'all control.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a good question. So if there's usually if there's no issues on the title's clear, it usually 3 to 5 days we should receive that back.
Sweet.
Okay.
All right. So now if I'll pull something on the commitment and maybe it requires a payoff letter, or there's some lien or whatever, or a cloud that we're working through, when we figure out the solution and we resend to the underwriter for review, how long does it take to come back?
So that would depend on the workload of the underwriter is where I have to put that disclaimer out there. Once it leaves us, we are out of control. We try to maintain and keep the report to where we know what's going on and we have it done as rapidly as possible.
Yeah.
But I would say give it at least 24 to 48 hours. Yes,
So,
definitely a few
so
days.
give me your most, is your most conservative estimation 48 hours or?
Yes.
So really, so no longer than 48 hours?
Yeah, no longer than 4. We should know, we should have some sort of information back. Yes.
Hey, hold her to
Like,
that.
Now,
Yes,
Here in
if there's an
Texas.
issue, yes, just a few days. All right. Don't forget, I put a disclaimer out there.
Did that answer your question, Eric?
yeah. Mhm.
All right, awesome.
One other, so here in Texas, title searches are run through like what, a county, city hall,
Title searches.
when you run the title search?
Are they run through the county?
Yeah, like when I come
Yes,
from New Orleans,
yes.
we have a city hall, so I don't know, but we don't have counties in Louisiana. There's
Y'all
parishes.
have
I didn't know-
parishes.
Yeah, that's right, parishes.
Yeah, so I didn't know how if it's held at.
Oh,
you
that's
know.
that's some. See, now we've been learn some. So you about to teach us, Erica.
Right, yeah,
So in Louisiana, title searches are done through the city hall.
at city hall. Yeah, well, yeah, I know the title, what they call them, start with an 8. Oh my God, the abstractors, they call them abstracts.
Mhm.
They go down to the city hall, yeah, and read the title searches.
Really? So each city.
And I'm sure I don't know about parish by parish, but I know in the city of New Orleans. And I'm sure things are also done electronically, but they go, oh, Shantae, for real, what part of, now see, I'm from New Orleans, Shantae. New Orleans can be its own state.
I'm from
Now,
New
wait-
Orleans too.
Oh, okay, well, we sisters. I was about to say, because
That's
you might
right,
be
we
my third
can.
cousin if you from,
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, we done
Y'all
found
big
some
cousins.
cousins. Yeah. we done found some-
some parts of Louisiana don't count when you say where you from. Don't tell me I'm not from Shreveport,
That's
I'm just
right.
kidding. Yes, New Orleans is New Orleans, baby.
Yes.
But yeah, so it's our property records are held at City Hall.
Wow. Okay. Well, yeah. And down here
So I was just wondering, here in Houston.
in Texas, it's really not a Houston thing. It's
Yeah.
a state
State
thing.
thing,
So the
yeah.
counties hold the property records. So Harris County is
You
where,
say it's the county?
yeah,
Yes,
that's where everything is recorded.
Okay, yeah. So yeah,
Look at that.
here's at City Hall.
Okay, so
Mhm.
Shantae has a question.
Okay.
She said, what if there's a seller who was married and receives the house during the divorce, but the husband's name is still on the loan? Can you help sell the home?
Okay, so
Now, when you say help sell the home, you're referring
Yeah.
from a realtor standpoint or
Right. Just to keep from there being a cloud on the title of transfer to a new buyer.
okay.
Well, like in other words, will the husband have to sign off on it? Will the husband have to give
Yes,
permission?
thank you.
So
That should have been a refinance during that divorce, right? To take the husband name off. Would that have been a better process?
you want to answer that?
okay, so
It depends.
yes, I was gonna say, it depends on the decree and whatever agreement that was
Right.
made during the divorce.
It's-
And also how long had the divorce happened? Because sometimes if it's something that had happened recently, they may not even have the documents necessary to remove him from it.
Okay.
Well, now she's saying the husband's name's still on the loan, so the husband's name wouldn't be on the deed; it would be on the deed of trust.
On the deed of trust, yes.
So, but if somebody else buys the house and pays off the loan, the husband has to sign.
Yes,
Something.
the husband will have to sign.
What would he? But he wouldn't sign the deed though.
No, okay, so he would have to sign just as if he was still on, but when it comes to the deed, that's where he will be left off of
Gotcha.
the deed.
So yeah, so he was still, to answer your question, Shantae, yes, you could, yes, the house can be sold. The title company would, based on the situation, based on the, what did you call it? The divorce decree?
The decree.
Yeah, based on the divorce decree would dictate what documents the husband would have to sign.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
He would not have to sign everything, because anything holding him responsibility to it, then he would not have to sign, but anything pertaining to ownership, then he would have to sign.
or vice versa.
But yeah, that's right,
Yeah.
vice versa. I'm sorry. I keep
So
confusing the situation.
So responsibility,
Yes,
he would have
he
to
would have to
sign.
sign.
Ownership, he wouldn't have to
Yes.
sign.
And
Right.
that's different here than in New Orleans because they have the deed of trust here, but in New Orleans, the deed of trust is a different meaning.
You said the deed of trust, what?
It has a different meaning in Louisiana.
What does it mean in
Yeah, tell
Louisiana,
us.
Erica? Educate us.
Oh, Erica, well, you need to show Erica.
I know.
So in Louisiana, a deed of trust is when is basically like almost a certified rent to own type situation. When a borrower cannot get financing, they can go through and it's not owner financing. They go
Oh,
through
so
call-
that's
and
like
it's
more of
called-
a guarantor.
Well, no, I think what she's
no
contract for deed.
Yes.
yeah, it's like a contract for deed.
Yeah, that's what we
But
call
it's called
it.
the
Okay, so
it's called the
but
called a
those
deed
are
of
like
trust.
those are two different things, though.
Yeah, but she's saying in Louisiana they call that a deed.
that-
Kinda
Okay, that's
a
what it
deed
is.
for
Okay,
trust,
because
yeah.
I was having a
But
hard
it's a-
time
it's a-
hearing
but-
you, Erica. I'm sorry.
Yes, my computer. This is the. I'm so interested in this, but my computer. I mean, it's not liking me today. It's ridiculous.
It won't let you be
I'm glad
great.
it's being recorded. If I want to go back and watch it,
Yes,
not
it
at
is.
all.
It is being
It's
recorded.
ridiculous.
Yes, it will not let
That's
you
why I
be great.
turn my
today.
camera off because sometimes it takes the load off. But it's ridiculous.
Did
Yeah, so it's a lot of differences. Yes, here. Mhm.
So, okay, so what do they call the instrument? So in Texas, the instrument that they use to record the mortgage is the deed of trust. What do they call the instrument in Louisiana? If they don't call it a deed of trust, what do they call it? Like, that's the thing that if a person needs to foreclose on,
Wait,
take
repeat
that to the county.
Right, we don't have that.
So like if I get a loan, if I buy a property in Louisiana and I have a loan on it, how is the lender protected with the city? Meaning that to
They go.
be able to foreclose.
They just go through a regular foreclosure process, which is like you got to go through the courts.
What do they take?
With Texas,
So like
no,
in Texas-
they take the home. I mean, they can foreclose on your home, but it seems like the deed of trust allows the process to be faster here. You don't have to go through the actual judicial process, which makes it a faster process, from what I'm
That's what it is.
understanding of the deed of trust.
judicial
That's
foreclosure.
Louisiana is very property protected heavily, right? It's hard to just really take your property in Louisiana. It seems like it's, and I'm not of course, a real estate attorney, but it seems like it's just that deed of trust makes it easier. You don't have to go through the judicial process here.
You
But you
don't.
just have the lenders have to go through, right? And that's the difference. The lenders in Louisiana have to go through the judicial process, but they can take it, but it's gonna take you a mile longer.
Yeah. So what I guess the question I was asking when I said what do they take, I was saying what does the seller take to show that they are obligated for payment. And what you're saying is it goes before the seller. The seller takes it before a judge. I guess that's a city judge.
Right.
Takes it before a city judge, and then the judge, based on
Yes.
whatever information is presented, will say, yeah, they're entitled to. You can.
Then default. Yes. Yes.
All right. Yeah. So here in Texas, yeah, we don't do none of that. The deed,
Right.
You got the deed of trust.
Yeah.
You record. You go to the county. It's recorded. Say, hey, they ain't paying. And it's on the chopping block.
Wow. Yeah. No, they don't have. Yeah. Louisiana is more property. It's just heavy on property owner protection. It's hard to just take someone's property in Louisiana.
About that. I guess I need to be buying in
Right.
Louisiana. Buying in Louisiana
Yeah.
and not paying
ain't
my
got the time
loans.
or the patience. Right. Texas ain't don't seem to have the time or the patience. You
Yeah,
know.
they're like, no. We got so much land, right? We got too much land to be doing all that, Eric. We too big. Yeah.
Right.
That's a great
Find some
question.
land, Michael.
Great information.
Yeah.
All right, what else y'all have?
Oh, okay.
We have dual agent. I do not like this. I'm not interested. I'm not feeling this intermediary type situation. We have typical dual agent in Louisiana.
I don't think we have them here in Texas. It depends, right?
Dual agency. It's cloudy.
Yeah.
That's a cloudy thing because I don't even fully have a complete full understanding of the difference. Like to me, it seems like dual agency and intermediary the
Can you
same.
guys hear me?
They just call it different things.
No, even the process is different. So, and you know how, well, from what I
Yeah.
learned
Yeah.
with intermediary, if a buyer does not want to accept a dual agent, they can't even see the homes and for that broker at all. Can't see no homes listed. That's not like that in Louisiana.
Well,
It doesn't have the one agent. Dual agency in Louisiana is literally one agent represents the buyer and the seller.
yeah, that's the
Oh,
intermediary.
uh-huh.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, they have it here in Texas. Yeah. Okay.
But I read that I thought that the broker has to assign two agents. Even it seems like here intermediary is when that both the deal is under the broker, but there's still two agents involved.
So, but now that's called,
You understand what I'm saying?
yeah, I understand exactly what you're saying. So that's called intermediary with appointments,
Yeah.
or points.
Right.
There is intermediary that does not include appointments. So they're saying intermediary with appointments is the safest way to do intermediary. But broker could have a signed representation agreement with a seller and could have a signed representation agreement with a buyer. And that right there creates intermediary. And that's not illegal. As long as the seller knows that he's representing
Both.
Right.
the buyer knows that he's representing the seller, but that broker can't. This is the crazy thing about it.
They can't give advice to one side or something like that, right?
Yeah,
See,
he can't
that's the thing.
represent.
Now, right. In Louisiana, it's one agent can represent both. They can give advice, but they cannot tell one side or the other like any intimate details. Like they can't, like if a buyer said the house is for 100,000, for example, and the buyer might say, listen, I'm willing to pay 110 because I want it really bad. That agent can't go to the seller and say, go and do a counter because I already know that the buyer is willing to pay 110.
Yeah, that's the same thing.
And vice versa.
Yeah.
If the seller is like, I'm selling for 100, but I'll take 90. They can't go to the buyer and say, so it's like certain things they can't say, they have to just give, straight facts.
Yeah, that's the same. That's the same
Right.
thing. That's the same thing with intermediary here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That would be the same situation. But and in reality, most of the time, you're not going to represent both parties because a lot of people get that mixed up. They feel like it's like if I'm a listing agent and I'm negotiating 6% commission, for me to get the whole 6%, if a buyer comes and they're not represented by an agent, if I do the paperwork and I facilitate the transaction, the only way for me to do that and get the whole 6% is if I represent that buyer. And then sometimes the buyers will say, hey, just go ahead. I'm not going to bring another agent. I want you to just represent me. Well, that's not the case. You don't have to represent the buyer to capitalize on the entire 6% if you're a seller. First, if you're representing a buyer and say you find a for sale by owner and say that you negotiate a 6% commission with that for sale by owner, well, you don't have to represent that seller to be able to get the entire commission. All you have to do is whoever you represent, you disclose that to the other side. And if they're okay with it, if they're still okay with it, and you let them know, I can still manage the transaction. I can do the paperwork. I can again give you intimate details as it relates to the client that I represent. My fiduciary responsibility is to them, but I can manage the transaction, make sure it's smooth for you, make sure you don't make no mistakes, and that you're in a good place. I can still do that, but that doesn't entail representation. So that's where a lot of people get that intermediary. So I said that to say you're not really going to be doing intermediary. Like you're not really going to have to do dual agency or double representation because that's the only reason somebody would do that is to get both sides of the commission. Yeah. And then we lost Eric. But did that make sense to everybody else?
Yeah, it does. It really does. I mean, I was thinking about something else when she had asked that question, and I said we don't do it in Texas, but I'm sorry, I was thinking about something else. But I do have another question.
Good. Ask away.
Okay. I want to backtrack to that question about the a person who wants to sell her home, but she was in divorce and she got it. But if the loan company asks her to do a quick claim deed, will they still need the ex-husband's signature in order to sell the home?
Yes, because he's still on there.
So
okay, he's still on.
the quick claim deed deals with ownership. It doesn't deal with responsibility.
Right.
So
Mhm.
what I mean by that is the title,
Yeah, Michael, just send me the record.
which is on the deed, shows ownership. It shows who owns the property.
Mhm.
That's the deed, that's the title. It shows ownership. The deed of trust shows who's responsible
Yes.
for paying for it.
That's what the loan.
That's the loan.
Yes.
So that's the
Mm.
responsibility. So in essence, in this scenario, based on the decree, the judge says you're not entitled to an ownership stake in this house no more because y'all are getting divorced. We're awarding the ownership stake to the wife.
Mhm.
Still responsible for paying for it. The judge has not removed that. So that doesn't automatically happen.
Okay.
If the husband had a good attorney, will be like, hey, well, if she's getting awarded ownership, you need to take me off of this part right here. It needs to be refinanced in a certain amount of time, something like that. But unfortunately, I've seen a lot of where in the decree, the ownership is removed and that liability piece is still there. Yep. And the party that no longer has ownership to the house has no level of control. So then of what happens. So then if that person stops paying the mortgage, it starts banging their credit and they can't do nothing about it. So, but again, we're not attorneys. So let me put my disclaimer out there. I don't want you to be saying, think I'm getting legal. I ain't not giving legal.
Ashante, are you, is this something that you're working on right now?
No, it was just a question I had, because working with, talking to friends and stuff, and that was a question. And they assumed that because they had got the divorce decree and the judge awarded her the house and the loan officer asked her to do the quick claim deed, she wanted to, like, maybe in the future, if she wanted to sell her home, did she need his permission to do so? Or did he have to sign the documents in order to do so?
But the quick claim deed, all right, the quick claim deed still only deals with the ownership aspect of things.
Okay.
Right. So even him doing the quick claim deed, I don't know if he would need to do that if in the decree it says he's lost.
If he's lost, I don't think he would need that.
Yeah. So if the decree, again, we ain't.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm
basically.
what I'm saying, because I don't want to get, because that's more legal
Yeah,
advice.
that's
okay.
And,
but we're not telling her to do nothing.
Yeah, no, we're not. But
so Shante, don't tell your client what to.
No, I'm not gonna tell the client that. It was a friend of mine, and it was just a question, and I just thought she was in the clear.
That attorney's probably still on her books anyway, so have her to refer to him and ask those questions.
Okay.
If there's a situation and you guys, or she decides, that she's going to, move forward, then when you come to us, we will have a chance to sit with the attorneys and they can give you guys a better outlook of as what needs to be done to make sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I think honestly, I think that would be the best way, because that kind of takes me into my question. I was going to ask you, AJ, if I pick up a listing, should I go ahead and have you all open up title for that listing before I get it under contract?
Okay, so we really prefer that, because again, like I said, these are fees that are incurred, and say you don't get it sold, we still have to pay it. Someone still,
but I'm gonna get it sold though.
Exactly. Yeah, I know you're gonna get it sold, but just in case, that's right. But just in case, because there are times, just in case, we do prefer, it's good to kind of call and give a heads up. And then at that time, depending on the situation, we'll determine whether we'll go, okay, so sometimes we'll go ahead and open title, because okay, but I got a couple of people there looking, it's almost there. If it's almost there, then we'll get started, because that may help push the situation. So I would say depends on what's going on and how confident you are about the prospects that you have.
Because or say I pick up a list and I feel like it may be clouds on the title, right?
Yes.
Would you recommend, it's our listing, but in that instance, would I need the seller to pay for, I guess, do y'all do chain of titles where y'all pull them up? So if it's something on there, we can start working on it now.
Yes, if it's something on there, then we'll give a heads up and say, or just like you said, if there's something where you know that there's something, give us a heads up, and whether you're eventually, like you said, you're gonna sell it. So we need to have a heads up, and that'll help in the process, which, someone asked, how long is the process? Those are things that can hold up the process as well. If we have to make sure that everything's clean and clear before we're able to move forward and get an approval for closing.
Right.
So yeah, that was really good.
So but that's what I'm saying. Will the seller have to pay for that since it's not under contract?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And how much is that usually?
That was the type of commitment. Usually runs from $115 and up.
Okay.
Yes.
And if you and see, that's when, as you guys get more versed in this business, you'll start asking the right questions to your seller. And then you'll start hearing those triggers.
Yes.
And then you be like, hey, look, I think we need to go ahead and pull the commitment.
Right. Get a head start, get a jump on it.
Especially talking about, I got my long lost brother out there and we ain't talked to him in 10 years.
Yes, because Uncle Charles sometimes hiding under a low rock and we can't find him.
Let's start working on that.
And we have to get that signature before anything's done.
Absolutely. And the way that you encourage your seller to make that payment, $115, it'll save so much time versus you getting it under contract. Then the buyer's doing everything that they need to do. Now they've gotten their clear to close. Then we realize we got these liens on the house and we can't close. So now you're dealing with, is the buyer going to wait? Are they going to terminate? Are they going to go? And now you got to start the process all over. You want to.
And there's the loss of the patience.
Absolutely, loss of the patience. So if you could, if it just cost them $100 to salvage a deal, that's where you come in as a real estate professional, be able to educate them on that.
Right. Which will help you guys out help everyone in the long haul.
Absolutely. All right. Any other?
So normally.
Go ahead.
I have a question.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it practice here that the buyer chooses the title company? So what if the seller opens a folder to run a commitment, but the buyer chooses another title company? Or do the buyer choose it? Because I'm seeing that the practice is different here in Texas.
Okay. So
in Louisiana, the buyer is the buyer's choice to choose the title company.
That happens a lot. It depends on the type of realtor that you are. If you want to push the issue, then push the issue. This may be a situation where you just, hey, okay, whatever, just to get it sold, because sometimes I lost a contract because of that. If they were just adamant and just going on. Yeah. And I'm just like, okay, well, maybe next time. So it depends on the parties that you're dealing with and how adamant you are about following those guidelines.
So here's another answer to that question, Erica. A lot of times it's based on who's paying for the title insurance. Yes. Right. So if a buyer is adamant,
and what's in the contract, what you write in the contract, that's really what we're going to go by. Whatever you agree to in the contract. Yeah.
At the end of the day. Yes. At the end of the day, whatever the contract dictates is what we go by. But I think her question was common practice, right? So a lot of the common practice here is if a buyer is adamant about choosing the title company, if I'm representing the seller, then I'm like, all right, well, you pay for the title insurance. Right. But if you want us to pay for the title insurance, you want us to offer our owner's title policy, and we need to be allowed to pick the title company. Right. So we haven't taken away their ability to choose. Right. So the buyer has the power. Yeah, you can pick it. But if you pick it, you paying for the owner's title policy.
You're paying for it.
Now, if you don't want to do that, then you need to let us pick
and include that in the contract. That's a big thing. Whatever you guys agree to, whatever is said, put it on the contract, because that's Bible, that's word for the title company. Everything that's going to be done needs to be set very clear on the contract.
Yeah. So that's
interesting, because in Louisiana, you answered my question. I'm just really learning that Texas is really the real estate deal seems to favor the seller it leans to on the seller side more than a buyer. Yes, and in Louisiana, it seems like it's a little bit. In Louisiana, the seller can pay the title company, pay the closing costs, and the buyer still chooses the title company. I guess that leaves any, I guess, room for any type of, when people feeling like I've been duped and, so the buyer can choose their own title company. Now they have instances where the seller asks, okay,
and we don't mind who.
The seller can ask, can we use my title company? We'll be like, the buyer sometimes don't care, but it's the buyer's choice. The buyer is the buyer. Buyer chooses the title company.
Yeah, it's his choice. Paying that title policy. Choose all day, baby.
Yeah. Prepared to pay.
Really interesting. It's interesting.
Yeah. All right. Good stuff. What else? Anybody? Any other questions? Clearly, y'all can see.
I did have another question
that I have sitting next to me with Miss AJ Jones.
What happens to the deed of trust? It just goes away.
Say it again, Eric.
Once the mortgage is paid off, what happens to the deed of trust? It just goes away.
Okay, so she said, what did she say?
Once the loan is paid off, what happens to the deed of trust?
No, the deed of trust is yours. That makes it yours. That shows that it's yours. That is the ownership. Now, it's
a good question.
Yes, that is a good question.
That's a good question.
Because you already have the deed, right? So there's the deed and then the deed of trust. So
because at that point, once the loan is paid off, you have no more responsibility.
No responsibility, but it's still because it's still yours.
So I'm saying, does it get recorded that this deed of trust has now been?
So I think what ends up happening, Erica, is that once you pay the loan off, then that lender sends you a letter.
You get a letter of ownership.
You get a letter of ownership or something from the lender.
But it doesn't and to say that it doesn't just like go away. It's gonna be there, but you'll have a letter stating that it's paid off. It's paid off. Yeah.
So in essence, Erica, it'll still be recorded with the county.
Yes.
In perpetuity, it's there. But if that lender ever tries to evoke the deed of trust, and then you can always come back and be like, nah, I got this letter of ownership.
You have that document. That's why, it says it doesn't just go away, because you will definitely need that document.
Yeah. So that's
interesting. They should record it with the lender should record it with the county that this has been paid off.
Yeah.
But
yeah, they should.
Yeah,
hey, look, they should, Erica, but
yeah, you gotta follow up.
That sounds too much like right.
Right.
Yeah.
That sounds too much like right, huh?
They done made their money, so they're like, nah, we gonna pass on that one. We're gonna pay this now it's going up to 58 cents. That
warranty deed, I can tell you, will be recorded. Now that the deed of trust, I'm not for certain.
All right.
Okay, it's a lot I have to learn. I'm ready. I'm excited.
You getting there? Well, you're doing the right thing, Eric. You jumping on these trainings, and you getting it right out of the people's mouths. That's the experts in those fields. So
absolutely. Shantae had another question in the chat.
Okay, so
once the client has been pre-approved for the loan and they find a home or land they want, then we send them to the title company.
Yes.
No.
Well, no. It gotta be execute that contract.
Yes.
I was gonna say you skipped the main thing.
Yeah.
Right. You gotta put that in writing, babe.
Yes.
So once it's
in stone.
Once they find the home or land that they want, and the seller and the buyer come to terms, and now you have a fully executed contract, then you send it to the title.
Okay, got it. Okay.
That makes sense?
I got it. Makes sense. Okay.
All right.
That was part of the process. You missed that part.
Come on.
I did. I was trying to make coffee.
I
was trying to make coffee.
Hey, look, Shantae,
you called me out. Oh my God.
Shantae, look, we're not gonna take that. We're not gonna take that from AJ today.
Wait, man. I was trying to make coffee and listen at the same time.
Shantae, you see, I told you I got comfortable now.
I know, huh?
We're not gonna take that from AJ today. I don't know why she acting like that.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm picking with you, Shantae.
Right. Any other questions? Shay, you been over there silent? Shay, what you got for the people today? Shay is in the process of getting her license too.
Oh, are you, Shay? Okay.
Yeah. You have any questions about the title process?
Oh, just went like that.
Look, Shay wasn't paying attention to the document. all good. We'll get you there. So Shay's working with us to get a better hold or a better understanding of the process. So once she gets licensed, she can knock that thing out.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
All right. Well, any other questions for AJ? All right. So AJ, go ahead and tell them one more time, where your office is, kind of what sets you apart from other title companies, where you're located, kind of your territories, and where they can get in contact with you.
So I am located, you want to put the information back?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So I'm located at 2950 North Loop West, and that is 610 and TC Jester area. We service all areas. We have 2 locations. The other location is off of 59 in Kirby, River Oaks area. That's Kip's location. And we service from pretty much from North End all the way. I'll go to Beaumont. I'll go wherever I need to go. So I don't limit myself. I've driven hundreds of miles to do mobile closings in surrounding cities and counties. So there's really no jurisdiction as to where we're actually servicing. We are open. If it's a county that we can close in, then we'll be ready to close it, whether we'll do a mobile or coordinate a time to where they come into the office. Those options are available. Again, which is some of the things that separate us from other companies. And again, I was telling you guys that when I do mobile, so I like experiences. I'm an experienced person. So once my mobile closings, I like to set up things for you there, especially there for your first time homeowners. Like if you want to spoil them with a great closing to make them feel really good about this milestone that they've accomplished in their lives, then get with me. I'll make them cheese all day. Yes.
Okay.
Clean and cheesy. Yes. I love the experience. I think that that's an awesome thing. Anytime anyone's able to purchase something that is something that people work really hard for, and I really want to help to provide an experience for them to make them feel really proud of themselves for accomplishing those goals. So,
sweet. So you'll go to them, or like
I'll go to them. So usually I do the closings at the home that they're purchasing.
Oh, sweet.
So I'll put a little basket together or whatever the realtors and I will work together. Or if it's like, I don't care, girl, do your thing. I'll do my thing. I'll learn something about the clients. I'm really hands-on when it comes to those sort of things as well. Any type of running around, at the end of the day, we all gonna get a check, I'll do it. So
we all getting paid.
So if it's to help us get us closer to that check, yes, I'll run that errand for you. We'll get it done. So
and you know what, even if you're not, for whatever reason, because sometimes people do lease backs, maybe the client has moved out. We have our central office here, but we're opening up 2 other offices. So we'll have a Katy location going west. We'll have a north location going towards the Woodlands. So those are some other options that maybe if you want to
and I'm in between both areas. So and River Oaks is there as well for you guys.
So you can definitely use our conference spaces.
Good.
And we can have closings at those locations as well. So that's something for you all to know as well. So if you're selling a house out in Katy, you don't necessarily have to go into the North Loop. You can utilize our space that's out there in the energy corridor and do the same thing in the Woodlands.
Good.
Or Spring.
Great. Good. Thank you.
Hey man, working together.
Teamwork
Black baby, Black-owned businesses, Black excellence.
That's right.
All right.
I love it. I have one other question. Is it Asia?
It's AJ.
AJ. Okay.
Yes.
Sorry about that. Does it matter which White Star location an agent chooses? Is it all the proceeds going to one pot? Or
no, it does matter.
Okay.
Everything matters.
All right.
Your
revenue is your revenue.
Utilize, at the end of the day.
No, I'm saying you could probably
I can utilize other locations, but at the end of the day, we are. We're one. However, we're not. So we are. I do have my own location, and Kip has his own location as well.
So in essence, what she's saying, Erica, is that you call AJ.
Yes.
AJ opens it up.
Yes. Who talking to you right
Got
now?
it.
I get it. They need to utilize Kip's location.
You're gonna close with my
Yeah.
You're gonna close with me.
Yeah, absolutely.
your revenue is your revenue.
That's right. Mono,
I got it. I got
it.
Absolutely. That's
right. I
all
love
right.
it.
Okay, well, y'all have AJ's contact information. Make sure y'all save her in the.
Yes.
If y'all have questions, can they call?
Yes,
They can just- if they
definitely.
got
Give me a
questions,
call. Questions,
um,
call me, text me, email, whatever it is that you need, or I can definitely try my best to get it done.
Absolutely. Good for me. All right.
Thank you.
Well, with that being said, if you guys don't have any other questions, we'll wrap it up.
Thank you guys for your time.
Thank you.
All right. Y'all have a good
Have a
one.
great day.
Thank
You too.
you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. This was great.